Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Espinal. And joining me through Discord, it is the man, the myth, the legend. It is Joshua. Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody listening?
It's just us two flying solo today, or flying duo today. There's my cat Gingerbread, who's right next to me, if you want to count a trio.
Coco's right by me too, actually.
We're a quartet, a feline quartet. Very excited, but we're back to talk about manga. Sorry you missed last week. I got sick with the COVID. So, I had to take a little breaky poo, but we are back, and luckily, a bunch of the series that were here last week are off this week, so we can catch up with those series from last week, and I'm very excited to do so. But before we get into that, let's get into plugs. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD_Cole_37, that's on Instagram, and at New Jump City Josh on Twitter.
You could also
newly known as X.
X. You can also follow Brian on his Instagram and Twitter at b.esp, and you can catch him when he's streaming at twitch.tv/itspunchline. Follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Email the show with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll get back to you on the pre-show chat show that we do. That comes out every other day after the initial show airs. So hit us up on that. We love doing the pre-show chat show, and we'd love to talk more with you guys about it. So yeah, do that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. If you like audio podcasts, which is pretty much what we are right now, you can check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're out there. We're doing it. And that's it. That's it for plugs. Let's get into the show itself. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1101 to Bonnie. Last we left off, Kuma had taken a deal with the world government to give up his free will and become a robot in service of the world government, in exchange for the curing of Bonnie's disease. So, that's been going on. And he also has attained his warlord status at this point, serving the military. And at that point, at the end of the last chapter, we see that Kuma has actually been floating onto the Goa Kingdom. And lo and behold, we see Luffy. We open up with this chapter with him doing his training before he set out to sea. And Kuma's just watching from afar as he practices the gum axe, scaring the animals. And he remembers this conversation he had with Dragon about how, he seems like, he's like, you seem really familiar with this particular nation. I couldn't help but notice that you traveling to the edge of the country and watching a particular young lad. And Dragon's like, chill. He's like, keep going if you want to see me killed. He's like, what do you mean? And he said, children are a vulnerability for a parent. And Kuma immediately knew what he was talking about. He's like, my bad. I'll forget everything I saw. But he didn't forget. He did come to Goa Kingdom it seems to check on Luffy, which is interesting. And at this point of the story, Luffy is 16, which means this happens a year before he sets out to sea on his own. And Kuma disappears before Luffy notices him. And we get like that, little moments of his travel. He saves this merchant ship from some pirates, and he sends Bonnie some letters. But at the same time, Bonnie is not receiving any of the letters. So, you know, we then understand that the CP8 agent that has been staying with her and taking care of her has been intercepting the letters and tearing them up like a real asshole. Um, and we see Bonnie has like more mastery over her powers. She can make herself strong in her adult form, um, and whatnot. And yeah, we then cut over to the the laboratory 8, where Vegapunk seems to have just developed like the holograms that we've seen on Egghead. Um, and at this point, Vegapunk also removed the top half of his skull, as we see, um, you know, just to create his big satellite thing. Um, and Kuma asks him what it means to lose his free will, and Vegapunk explains that, however, you might be following your orders from above, would you be able to continue doing their bidding if they told you to kill a child? Losing your free will in this project means losing all the memories and human emotions that you've gained to this point. And but Vegapunk assures him that he'll maintain the bare minimum consciousness right up to the end. So, you know, it gives him an extra year basically. Um, which explains why he still has like that sliver of consciousness through the next year of Luffy's travel, it seems. Um, so he's just like, I'll keep sending them for as long as I can. He's sending letters and all that stuff. So, it's Bonnie's birthday again, and they're feeding her and all that stuff, but she still hasn't received a letter, and she's starting to think that Kuma has forgotten about her, basically. Um, we then cut over to Baltigo, um, where, you know, wait, Kuma saved you. Oh yeah, where it seems that Kuma has been low key helping the Revolutionary Army where he can, but then he leaves without saying a word. So, you know, the Revolutionary Army tries to go after him, but Dragon tells him to, just leave him alone. He's sure he has his reasons, ones that he can't tell them. So, Dragon trusts Kuma. Um. So, at that point, Bonnie is basically cured. And she wants to go outside, but the government is not. The CP8 agent is not letting her. So, but the queen of the fucking kingdom talks about how like she overheard them talking at a bar, and they mentioned that her disease is fully cured. So Bonnie, there's no point in Bonnie staying anymore because she's like good now. So the old queen tells Bonnie to go to the harbor and to go to sea and find her father. She's arranged for Bonnie to escape the island, basically. Um, and so Bonnie goes off. She ends up on her ship there, and you know the government agent notices this, and she chases the ship down. Um, but Bonnie doesn't hesitate. She just jumps up as this lady's doing the airwalk and beats her up with this Nika-like future, allowing her to escape and set out to sea to find Kuma. And that's where the chapter ends. Holy shit. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1101?
This was my RGC.
Yeah. Hold on.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
What I think was like the most. All right. One thing at a time. I've been saying this for like a couple weeks already, and Chris, you should know what I'm about to say, which is that Bonnie is absolutely going to join the crew as a Straw Hat. Like she's going to be on the boat. I don't know what her role for the crew is gonna be, but we're gonna find out soon. That's one thing I know for sure. Um, like this is one hell of a backstory for her, and this is how she became a pirate herself, because she was a supernova, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking lit. So, yeah, that her powers are so interesting. I don't understand how age affects her arm growing like extent.
You know
It's
what I
something
think it
more to
is?
her.
I think it is. I think it's not necessarily that she has like aging fruit powers, but I think she has the ability to like grab stuff from alternate futures. You know,
Oh,
because she's using Nika's
that's why
powers.
she
So
calls it
like,
distorted future.
yeah. So in theory, she can like tap into a future where she has Nika's abilities. But I don't know. That's the only thing that comes to mind is that she can access ostensibly like alternate universes and use the abilities of people in her alternate universes.
That's an awesome idea. It's really, really cool. It's kind of, well, it's different. Miss Marvel is similar to that, where like her her like powers are all borrowed and shared through like the different Kamalas throughout the like multiverse,
Is that true?
like how they're all connected. Yeah, that's what it showed in her like original comics. I think it was in the second like arc,
Mm.
like when she was with that singularity uh girl. Do you remember that? Like that energy girl?
I don't remember
She
that,
was
but
like
it's been a
telling her
while
about
since
her
I read
powers.
the OG Miss Marvel
Damn,
run.
yeah, that was a while ago. But yeah, that's how she's able to enlarge and go small. Because they were saying how she's not like changing her energy or mass. It's she's sending it somewhere. So yeah, and so maybe she's just connected to all the other Bonnies through her fruit.
Yeah,
That's why like when she says distorted future is probably from a different reality. And when she just ages herself normally, it's probably just a regular future.
yeah. Enter the Bonnieverse.
Yeah, pretty lit. Also, the point I really wanted to talk about, when Dragon had said basically like to like let Kuma be, like he sure he has his reasons, ones he can't tell us, but that basically he trusts him. It just made me think about like over the series, like how has Kuma behaved? Like how have we seen him? Like and what have his actions been like before, this flashback? And he's always been in a position to help the Straw Hats. I mean, that's not a secret. We know that already. He helped Luffy out, all of the Straw Hats to a favorable place. Uh, you know, to get stronger, and even like protected their ship, like when they got back. So, it you would imagine that like the revolutionaries would feel so hurt and betrayed learning that Kuma's like working with the government essentially, and not only that, that he's like starting to turn into like like a cyborg. Well, they may not know he's starting to turn into a cyborg. They may or may not know, but the biggest thing of all is that they could assume that like the government has like captured Bonnie and used her as leverage, for him to do whatever they please, and that's not that wasn't the case because he has been like assisting them and Luffy and probably other like well-mean like pirates or other people along the sea. So it's just the world building of One Piece is incredible, and like the consistency is unmatched.
Yeah.
Chris, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree fully. I thought this was like so cool to see. Just like little every backstory that we're getting right now is also kind of like bonus backstory for the world. Um, every character that we're learning more about is also just like opening the doors to learning about like what the world of One Piece was at the time. So that's really cool. It's also cool to get a good answer as to how old Bonnie really is. Because at this point, Bonnie would be 12. She left. She left sea at 10 years old. So she became a supernova at the age of 10 years old. She gained a 100 over 100 million berry bounty as a little girl
Wow.
and a legitimate pirate.
How old is she at this point? Like 12, you said?
She would have to be
Like her
12
real
factoring
age
in the
at
time skip. She would have to be 12. 12, 13.
Wow. So that's why she acts so reckless. 'Cause she's
Mhm.
a little ass kid,
Mhm.
but she's just aged herself up a little bit older, so people
Cuz
would
she
take her
left
kind of
one
serious.
she seems to have left like maybe half a year before Luffy did. It's crazy. All of this happened right before Luffy left for, his journey. Like pretty much
Yeah.
a couple months before.
How old was Luffy when he left? 16?
He's 17 when he left, and the start of this chapter had him at
So
16.
he's so he's at least 6 years older than Bonnie.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd have to be
So
like
Bonnie, if she joined the crew, she'd be the youngest.
Yep. Well, yeah, she would
Wow,
be the
that's
youngest.
is wow, that's I guess that's something. She'd be the child. Maybe she
She'd
would
be
revert
the
back to her
ship's
child
kid.
form. Yeah, you know the little fucking brat.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it depends on how they
But she's kind of a wild card with her powers.
I think it really depends on how they resolve this whole thing, cuz she could join the Straw Hats and I think that would make sense, but if they get Kuma back somehow by the end of this arc, then it's very possible that she just joins the revolutionaries.
True that. True that.
So, who's to say? I think either one is possible.
There's such an investment in her backstory. I know it's intertwined with Kuma, but still.
I think that's why. I don't know if she'll join the crew.
Eh,
She'll probably be at a, Kinemon VV capacity where they're around for a while. She's definitely going with them to Elbaf at the very least.
No, not the Kinemon Vivi. Oh, you gotta say the other one, the rabbit
Carrot.
and carrot. No. No.
No.
Oh my god, that's not what I want.
Well, I'm
We
saying it's
need
just a
another member.
possibility. You know, it's still up in the air as what she could be to the crew, but she at the very least
Your
she'll be a.
logic and reasoning is cold and sharp.
Well, I am the unbiased king. But hey, I'll dream alongside you and say that that she'll join the crew. I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility. So, if
You was
that
about to
helps,
say Vivi.
did I say Vivi?
How you really feel. You almost did.
No,
You think she's a Vivi.
there's nothing wrong with being a Vivi.
And the duck.
Vivi and Karoo are beloved characters.
Karoo.
Karoo.
Why do you know its name?
Because I actually have
I
been
hate
reading,
everyone that knows its name.
bro. I've been reading One Piece over. I'm at I just got to Water 7.
Yeah, that's
I'll tell you what, the era after Alabasta is some of Oda's best work artistically. He was in his bag.
yeah. He's trying to prove a point.
Yeah, he just drew the shit out of those things. They're so good.
What was going on with Naruto at the time? Probably like
That would have been like
Shippuden.
2005. So I don't know. What was 2005
They were
Naruto?
like dealing with the Akatsuki and all
It
that.
had to be super early. 2005. I'm talking
All
about
right, you tell me, One Piece Master.
Okay, so 2000. Where was it at 2005? Damn. All right, this might take a long time. Oh wow, yeah, no, 2005 would have been the time skip. Like the time skip had pretty much just started. It feels so weird timing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Damn. Oda just witnessed the Sasuke retrieval arc.
and he was
He
like,
was like,
mm.
alright. Alright, yeah, you want to give all these characters their own fights? Okay.
I could do the same
Alright.
fucking thing, bro.
Say word. That's what the people want. That's what y'all motherfuckers want to see. Alright.
All right. I mean, they've always had individual fights.
Nah, but the emotional level behind, man,
Oh no.
for that retrieval arc, it was 4 main characters.
Hold on, time out. Time out. I'm thinking of hold on. Let me see. Okay, so Skypiea started actually in 2000. So Naruto would have been like in his tuning exams or something. But that can't be it. 2002. Let's say the knock-up stream ship sails to the skies. Let's so to 2002. Where was Naruto?
Maybe if I go to Naruto and then go to the chapters, it'll say the date.
Yeah, no, it was the tuning exams that just started breaking out. Yeah, the battle versus the Sand Village that had
Yeah.
just started around the time
And that's
Jaya
when,
Skypiea was happening.
right. So right after that was the Sasuke retrieval arc, and right after Skypiea was
Annie Slavi,
Big Boy time.
big boy
Yeah.
timing. Wait, let me see where Annie Slavi started. Annie Slavi started in let's say 2005. The Superman of Annie Slavi. 2005, 34. Naruto was number 1 at that point. Yeah, time skip. So they were in the Sand Village arc, where they went to say the rescuing Gara arc.
Mm.
Damn, that's so weird, right? Naruto was already halfway done by the time that like Enies Lobby rolled
Yeah.
around.
One Piece has been around literally forever.
One Piece is older than Brian by 2 months.
Yeah. Do you have any more thoughts?
No, I thought this was a great chapter. I'm glad we tracked down the history of One Piece that went off for a weird tangent. But yeah, those are all my thoughts. I thought it was a good chapter. It didn't really clinch RGC for me in general, but I still thought it was pretty good. You ready to move on to the next one?
This is a distorted future.
How so?
Because you didn't choose One Piece as the RGC.
I don't always choose One Piece as the RGC.
This one should have been.
Well, I'm sorry to let you down. Anyway, let's move on. My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 409, Quirk Explosion.
Alternate title chapter, We Miss Brian.
We do miss Brian. Brian would have been hyped for this one. Last we left off, Bakugo is being faced with the ultimate quirk combination of doom. So much so, it looks like he's seeing his eyes flash before his life flash before his eyes. As we see the moment he was born, it looks like. And, he was crying, his mom's carrying him and stuff. And, we see that he told Deku that he's going to make all his skills his own and keep rising. He says, my explosion can pull off anything. He says, Izuku, I won't stand in your way anymore. So, All Might is crying for this guy to dodge whatever this unholy piece of shit is. And All For One launches himself, and and Bakugo says, please blow the hell up. And look at All For One, how hard he launched himself in his bottom fucking corner.
Yeah.
He just and I think like Bakugo actually blows him up.
Yeah,
But
his mouth.
yeah, but he keeps like going, and All For One is like, how could this be? This boy didn't take any clear action just now. So, Bakugo explains that even though the rain is like holding him back a little bit, he fired off some coated beads of explosive sweat coated in regular sweat. I mean, I shot him off without triggering them, hoping they would something else might set him off in a delay. And All For One is like, back there, straight into my mouth. Pause. Hard pause.
Double pause.
Damn. Does he have a quirk called pause?
He sure doesn't.
No. Straight into
That's
my
an
mouth.
awful one for you.
And Bakugo basically just barrages him with explosions in 2-page spread after 2-page spread, just knocking him, like just doing barrage of explosions. And inside of All For One, he's like, something's off. My quirk factors aren't mingling properly. How could these mere fireworks be tearing them apart? And a figure comes from the distance and says, all those nasty negative emotions have got you in a tailspin. So you're losing control over us. And we see it's Hawks in there saying, check it out. This joint is my fan meetup venue now. Swallowed up by Shigaraki, huh? So I guess Shigaraki has pretty much absorbed All For One at this point, is what he's saying. And Bakugo says, get this straight. This is our tale. And he slams All For One into the ground one more time. And All Might is just looking like little by little, the damage everyone dealt, all that built up aggravation, at long last, for certain this time, All For One is ... And Bakugo goes, yeah, I never could have hoped to beat that, at least not alone. And that's where the chapter ends. Josh, what did you think about My Hero Academia, chapter 409?
He said, get wrecked, as he shot explosion blasts at him. It's kind of a wild looking picture. I guess this is a dope chapter. I mean, for the Bakugo fans that needed this, I'm very happy for them.
Are you saying
your
you're not a
thoughts, Chris?
Bakugo fan?
I am.
It didn't
I
sound
was
so
once
sure.
a fan of a lot of characters in this series. Once upon a time.
Yeah. Well, as a Bakugo fan, I very much enjoyed this, and I'm glad that Bakugo got his moment in a really cool way to defeat All For One. He beat the shit out of him, which is very much in line with Bakugo, just overpowering opponents through sheer force of will. Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's consistent. I liked it. But yeah, there's not much to say about it, given how most of this is just explosions. Hawks. The Hawks part, I was like a little confused. I'm like, is he saying that Shigaraki is just like now swallowed up now? I'm just kind of confused.
I think he was just making fun of him. I
Yeah.
think like the whole point was that he, in his realm of controlled quirks, he lost control over all of the people's quirks, and not Shigaraki. Hawks is just that cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he said it's my fan club now.
Yeah.
Because he made whatever. You get it. All Phone was losing control, and I think he was mocking him, saying, "Oh, like you make like Shigaraki." Like I guess when he says swallowed you up, meaning like, you know, you don't own him. You know what I'm saying? You haven't been able to take over him.
Yeah.
He's got you beat. I think that's all it meant.
Yeah. I just noticed in that last 2-page spread,
Which is what we already know.
Bakugo's arm is just broken. I don't know if you noticed that.
That's how it looks.
I didn't notice that in my first read. I'm like, God damn. He gave himself a Deku injury.
Yeah, he did. Hey, that shit looks like a hook.
Right? Man, that's rough. I don't love that. But overall, pretty sick.
I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, overall, pretty sick. I enjoyed it. It's just like not a whole ton to say. Bakugo overcame his struggle and was able to defeat All for One. Pretty sick. I hope it stays that way. I hope there's not like one final twist here because I'm low-key kind of sick of All for One already.
I'm done with him.
Yeah, he's done.
Or like if he comes up, I hope somebody else comes and just smokes him real quick. I hope it's the guy with the tail.
Yeah, I hope Tail Guy comes in. Ojiro comes in and just whaps him with his tail.
He said, "Shut up.
Shut up, man.
Your time is done."
Tail Man has defeated
I would
you.
be satisfied. Yeah,
He smushes him like an ant.
like in Smash Bros. If you get the last hit and somebody else sends them, but you hit them on the way up,
Yeah, yeah.
still they kill. Nice,
Yeah.
real nice.
Well, that was My Hero Academia, but short but sweet. Whatever. It'd be that way sometimes.
That wasn't your favorite chapter?
Nah. Honestly, this was a.
JJKH?
We'll see.
JJKH. Or should I say JJKW?
Ooh. All right. I'm a pass this. So let's move onward to the next one.
I'll tell you what it stands for at the end of the chapter.
Oh, okay.
The champ is here!
Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 245, Inhuman Makio Shinjuku Showdown, part 17. Last we left off, there was a whole rigmarole about figuring out how to get Sukuna to get a death. What?
Yo, this chapter is fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there's a whole thing about trying to get Sukuna the death penalty under Higuruma's domain, and they really
a whole rigmarole.
They-
Rigmarole.
What? Rigmarole.
Rigamarole?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, all of that.
All of that.
Almost a whole chapter,
Just
mind you.
just legal rigmarole is what's going on. I learned so much about the Japanese legal system this chapter, so keep that in mind for what we're going in this chapter. This chapter actually starts off with the last chapter ended with Itadori and Sukuna getting stuck in Higuruma's domain. This chapter actually starts off with Uraume and Hikari going at it, fighting.
No, your favorite character.
Frankly,
Ooh, say it dramatic, because Brian's not here.
Uraume.
Yeah.
Uraume. Yeah. Take that, Brian. Uraume.
Yeah.
Brian can't tell us what to do now.
Uraume.
Uraume.
Yeah, Brian. That's what you get for not being here.
Yeah. Now all
Hit
hell's
him with that
broken loose.
ooze. Uras.
Uraume. So they're getting it in. They're fighting. Uraume is using her ice powers and knocks Hikari's arm off. But that doesn't work because Hikari's nice with the reverse curse technique. Disrespectfully palms Uraume's face, drags her down through a building, and Uraume's like, God, his regenerative speed is incredible. In that nothing else, he surpasses even Master Sukuna and Satoru Gojo. So she throws this giant spear at him, ice spear at him, impales him basically, but then Hikari also obviously cures that. She freezes off his leg, but he just grows another one and drop kicks her through several buildings. Hikari is just Black Air Force energy all around. He does not give a fuck. I love that he's like, I found my shoe at the end. He found his Black Air Forces.
Oh, nice. When did he lose it?
When
he broke his leg off.
ripped his leg off.
Yeah.
And Uraume is just like, I see you differently now. Sorcerers today try hard to retain their humanity, so they refrain from using their powers to break what they can break. But their fear of alienation is a weakness.
And also their fear of getting their shoes messed up.
Yeah, definitely. But she's like, you're not like that. You're built different, quite literally. I don't consider you human anymore, so I'll crush you with everything I have. And Hikari is like, is humanity the in thing now? A guy I know just said something similar. He's the gloomy sort, but he speaks up when he has to and he comes through when it counts. So it really moved me. Which means I've been feeling hot, so let's bring the cold. And we cut away from their battle, unfortunately, because I was actually starting to get into it. And we cut to Higuruma's domain. This is crazy. Higuruma starts explaining his the evidence and that the argument he's putting forward that Itadori didn't kill anyone and that his confession was due to irrational feelings of guilt and the real killer is Ryomen Sukuna. So,
Ryomen
Sukuna. And he says, Judgment knows everything about anyone within this domain. And aside from this evidence, the verdict depends solely upon our arguments. And he's about to start arguing. But then Sukuna's like, enough. I heard the domain's rules when I was inside the boy. I'm only interested in the sword. I don't care what I did or when. So let's get it over with. And Judgment opens its eye. Like, it's so flabbergasted. It's just like, guilty! Confiscation. He said, word? He said confiscation and death penalty, which allows Higuruma to summon the executioner's sword. And Higuruma's like, whoa. I believe Sukuna lost the 10 Shadows technique in the fight against Gojo, so there's a high possibility that confiscation will fall on Malevolent Shrine. Then Sukuna won't have any curse technique to use, but I'll be holding a sword sure to kill. Therein lies a chance of success that Sukuna's opponents must seize. And we see that I forget his name, but ski mask guy Choso.
Yeah, the ski mask guy, the shadow beast.
Yeah,
reincarnations.
And the principal dude that Kusakabe. My bad. He's not a principal though. Kusakabe are all there, ambushing Sukuna when they arrive outside of the domain. But Sukuna and Higuruma realize that the chance of success was a sham. And all of a sudden, you see slashes flying through the air, cutting both Higuruma and Kusakabe. And this is fucked up. He said that if the target of punishment is carrying a cursed tool, then confiscation applies to not to a cursed technique, but to a cursed tool. And that's where the chapter ends. What the fuck? That was Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 200. That was Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 245. Josh, what did you think about this one?
Oh, they fucked up.
Bro, what a miscalculation.
By the way, JJKW stands for Jujutsu Kaisen Whore.
Who's that? Me?
Yeah.
Well, you're right, because this is my really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
But
So now that we got that out the way, I guess I don't know what we should have thought. Was there any way we was gonna catch Rioman himself up in the courtroom litigating? You know what I'm saying? Like defending himself and his actions. He said, I wanna see you try your best. So let's get this over with. And then, oh, by the way, I had this thing on me, so I had one of these. So bye. Are they all dead? Is that it?
no, I don't think they're all dead, but he definitely
I
got
think they're
Kusaka.
just all getting sliced.
Yeah, they're in the
Right?
mid
They're
in
all
the
getting chopped
process of
up.
getting
We're getting
sliced.
we're getting chopped. Yeah. We're getting shitted out. Yeah. It reminds me of Slap Chop. There's this commercial for the this thing to cut your vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine that's how the vegetables must feel. Like that's Sukuna's
Yeah, it's a very common
cursed
feeling.
technique. But like when I dice onions, I wonder if they're like, you know what I'm saying? Getting hit up with my technique. You know, like it must be rough.
It depends. When you cut vegetables, do you say to yourself "malevolent shrine"?
No,
Then they probably don't feel that.
I don't open a domain.
You should.
I just cook. I guess I use dissect because I'm not using cursed energy. I don't think I'm using cursed energy.
Who's to
They
say?
say you're supposed to cook when you're in a good mood. Maybe that's why, because
That's
you'll
true.
turn into Ryomen Sukuna. You angry cook. Be careful, guys. You don't want to develop an affinity for that curse technique.
No. You don't want to negatively
Couple
influence your
hundred years, you'll
vegetables.
turn into 20 fingers.
And 4 eyes and 2 faces.
Now that's a distorted future.
Am I right?
Am I right? Am I right? Yeah. I mean, what can I say? This chapter was lit. Sukuna didn't care. Could have seen that coming, but I didn't. BH. I just want Higuruma to cut Sukuna with that. Maybe like there's some weird condition where it doesn't work. I just want him to hit him with the nice sword. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to just be in pieces when I look at the next chapter.
Imagine.
Or like, yeah.
Sukuna's in an airport or a bus stop.
He's just thinking about where he's gonna travel to next.
He's like,
who's
whoa.
gonna slice next.
That executioner sword was no joke. They said it was one-hit kill and they meant it.
Oh yeah. You mean in the white area?
Yeah. He's also at the airport. He sees Gojo's like, yo.
Gojo's like, hey, bro.
Oh shit, I didn't expect to see you this soon.
Then who did it? And he was like, I think Higuruma. Nah, man, no way. Oh, that would be. Oh, if Gigi really wants to subvert expectations, I hope Sukuna goes to the white area.
Yeah.
And he talks and he sees Jogo and Mahito and all of them.
Yeah. Although, I don't know. He doesn't have strong relationships with them. He's Yorozu or something.
Yeah, her. And he's just like, come on.
Oh, fuck. I just can't get away from you.
This is
God.
This is not what I signed up for.
You're seriously my closest friend?
Higuruma.
It's him and Kenjaku and
Yeah.
Yorozu. It's like, damn, you guys are my closest friends? That's crazy.
Shit.
You guys are what constitutes as my friends.
Like, maybe I shouldn't have cut people all my life
Yeah, I
and
would.
loved nobody.
Sheesh.
Perhaps, maybe,
Maybe.
you know. No, they're all dead. Especially the new Shadow guy. I
Bro,
keep thinking
next
he's gonna
chapter.
have a moment, but
Next chapter is just gonna be Itadori waking up with everybody at the airport. Like, whoa, that was crazy.
right, who else is gonna be there? He has a friend from the past that
The
died, right?
entirety of the Jujutsu Kaisen staff cast is gonna be there. Everybody
Oh
else.
shit, yeah.
Oh my god.
You still be able to have fun in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? They won't be a part of this painful world anymore.
They'll be stuck in an airport, which feels
You
like the
think they'll
worst place to go.
go north or south?
I guess it depends on the person.
Mm.
Yeah, I really like this chapter. It made me mad in the best way possible. I was like, what a cheat.
Right? He was like, "Oh shit, I forgot about that." I
Damn,
wonder
right?
if, like, while he was giving his litigation, he noticed he was holding something and was like, I wonder if that's gonna be a problem.
What's that in his hand? Oh shit.
Man.
Fuck. We fucked up. Yeah.
I mean, that lightning tool would have been a nuisance for them to fight against, to be fair. But I guess not more of a nuisance than his curse technique.
Yeah. Man, I love that he didn't even flinch at the fucking domain. He's like, whatever, yeah, I did that. Whatever. Get me out of here.
Sure. Okay, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Show me. Show me what you got.
I want to see the sword. I want to see the executioner's sword. The first part with Hikari and Uraume was super cool. I enjoyed that. I hope we get back to their fight at some point. Or maybe the next chapter opens up with Uraume at the airport. Everybody just waking up at the airport.
Or her twin.
Yeah, she's like, whoa, damn. He really played pachinko with me till I died.
The person wasn't a person.
Yeah.
They were inhuman.
A degenerate gambler.
Yeah. Imagine losing to that.
Yeah. This guy just fucking kept getting the jackpot. It was bullshit.
Nothing I did mattered. That's how Chikara was feeling. He just was like, oh my God.
Oh, God. I'm just getting fucked up right now, and I can't do nothing about it. Yeah, but those are all my thoughts. I just want things to be okay. Is this what's going to happen? Are the good guys just going to lose, and that's it? That's the end of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Your boy Ryomen said, nah, I'd win. When he went into that.
We're getting all the heroes to be super confident and go into these battles, and then immediately lose. And then, oh my God, what's next? Okotsu's gonna come in, but he's really Kenjaku.
No. No. Stop. I don't want to hear anymore.
I'm gonna stop. But it's like looking bleak.
Oh, that would be disgusting.
It's looking real bleak for everyone. And frankly, I don't appreciate it.
Whatever, we get it, Gigi. You want to shock the world. You want to make everyone unhappy.
We get it.
Instead
You're
of trying
different.
to make one group happy and living with it, you're saying fuck everybody. You're gonna do something for the edgelords too. Watch, the edgelords are gonna think like, yeah, everyone's dead, and then he's gonna do something to get them mad too.
Yeah.
He's gonna manifest Maharaga into the real world and cut them. That's what's gonna happen. So let me stop
Yeah, I don't want that.
I don't want it either. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm glad it's not on break because I need to know that everybody's gonna be okay next week, or at
Is it
least
on break?
it's not on break. Everything's gonna be in next week, but I think next week will be the last chapters we get till like the second week of January, if I remember right. I know they always take
He's
like
gonna go crazy with a cliffhanger.
all of them are. I feel like Oda's gonna drop something that's gonna annoy me. Gege's gonna drop something that's gonna annoy me. I'm expecting a very annoying week next week,
Yeah.
but in the best way
None will be
possible.
more annoying than My Hero.
Hmm?
Undoubtedly. I said none will be more annoying than My Heroes.
It's entirely possible.
Undoubtedly.
But all right. Do you have any thoughts before we move onward?
No.
All right. Let's move on.
0 out of 10, no sorbet.
Wait, what?
0 out of 10, no sorbet.
True. All right. Here we go.
Oh, good.
Undead Unlook. And with that, I'm going to pass this over to Josh for Undead Unlock.
Undead Unlock.
Hold on, Josh. You were breaking up for a second.
188. Which wait, you you heard it.
Wait, hold
all
on.
week. It was off last week.
Okay, you're back. Okay, sorry. You cut off for a second.
All right. So, like I said, there was not a chapter last week, so I will continue for this week.
Yes, there
Let me
was.
just get to the last chapter.
Was it not off?
Not that I'm seeing.
Yeah, no, there was one last week.
Let me look back.
We just didn't do one last week because, I was sick.
Just in my mind. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, last week they went to the sun. They found Andy. He was barbecued, and they had one of those rules, one of those super deadly rules pull up on them. One of the master rules. That's what their names was. Like it was the one with the hair that looked like DNA, and they were able to resist fighting her thanks to Gina and also Undead using his godly finger abilities. That sounded crazy. Um so and that all basically they wasn't able to save Andy, but he was able to help them like basically help them locate like other key members that'll really help them beat like what's it called, the master rules. So this week, the youth is setting out to go find Juicy Juice, or I guess that's her real name is Juice. We have a memory from Apocalypse of all people, where Juice is talking to him, asking like, like what would happen if she failed and died? Like, would she be reborn in the next loop? And she brought up some interesting points, saying that her and Victor come from a time where there was no sex or gender. So like, which is weird because she definitely has like female reproductive organs. I mean, I guess you can't say that, you can't know for sure with Victor, but Juice definitely has some boobies. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. But then again, it is a fake world created by the rules of the two gods, so I guess it makes sense. All these other things are rules added later. This series is trippy. But Apocalypse tells Julius that, if you came back, you would basically be the child of a couple that was never destined to have a child in the first place, and that Jewies would look different because she would probably take their genetic information, but she would still probably be like the same person at her core, just totally, but still really different because of her, surroundings, obviously. But she wouldn't have the same memory or anything like that. Um, so like I said, that was Apocalypse reminiscent on that. And Fuko barges in the room and she's like, all right, we about to go get Juiz. And she's up in London. Apocalypse is looking some kind of way. He looks so, he always looks mad, but he looks concerned mad. Very interesting. Um then Fuko reflects on how many negators they've collected, which ones 16 negators, and with Fuko included, that would be 17 so far. Pretty cool. And they even have tables that like go up in the sky. Well, that I guess because the circle table is only so big, so they need other chunks. It kind of reminds me of the tables in the X-Men series, in the Quiet Council,
Yeah.
but they're not as cool as they're not elevator tables, so not as cool. X-Men should have did that. They have all those cool mutant abilities, and they decided to have a regular ass round, like you know what I'm saying? Regular courtyard.
Just a normal table.
That was whack, bro. Whack.
Get an X table.
Yeah, right. Get a fucking X furniture. Right. So anyway, so they're all gathered sitting at these seats, and Fugo's like, "Proceed, Apocalypse." So he loads up some quests. He's like, "All right, so they got the capture of Uma Burn, and the reward is an artifact called Silent Voice. Ooh, capture of Uma Summer. Remember that guy? I remember Burn and Summer. Oh, from the other loop. I
Yeah.
know they had like a little arc. I know Burn. They didn't catch him.
No,
He
yeah, the
he
other
just
ones got it.
yeah, the other ones did, and they kept using him too. It was pretty slick with it. Summer they had a whole arc around that was with Shen and the other guy. I forget his name, the old one.
Yeah.
Anyway, they get the artifact Harley Quinn. Don't know what that means. And the other two quests are the neutralization of Uma Beast and the neutralization of Uma language. Um, damn, I just found out some crazy information. Um, anyway, yeah, so those last two Umas from the 10 superior rules, and like basically Apocalypse starts breaking it down that like if they don't accept like either of those like two missions with the supreme Umas or whatever, the superior rules, that he'll add the penalty Uma revolution, which basically starts the process of God coming to destroy Earth. So they can't. They kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. But Fuko ultimately accepts, and Apocalypse can't believe it. And Fuko basically says that she's gonna go get Juiz for her unjust disability, and that she truly believes that because Juiz was able to hold out for like over 100 loops, for 100 loops, like she believes that her unjust disability has like there's something about it that helps against those superior rules. And by the way Apocalypse reacts, it kind of confirms her suspicions. But she also mentions like like is it like are you anxious because I'm right, or is it that deep down you don't really want Miss Julius to fight? And he's like, huh? And probably in the most adorable Apocalypse has ever looked.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna put it on a scale,
Right?
this is the cutest
Yeah,
he's
if you
looked.
if you had to put it on the yeah. He's like, huh? The what? I don't love Julius. Oh, she's a stupid human. I'm a cool book.
I'm a
Oh,
super
what a
evil
series.
book.
And he's like, don't mock me. I don't give a fuck about Juicy Juice. And she said that nonsense on her own, whatever. Um, she was like, I was convinced you felt the same way as Victor, but that's not what Miss Chewy's wishes. How could you say that for sure? She says, I know. And after I fell in love with the same undying person, I guess trying to say that she has a connection with Juiz in that way. And we have a flashback to Juiz saying that one true friend who can understand these feelings of love. Apocalypse is being an asshole, like, oh, so you want like him to get with another girl and cheat on you? She's like, no, but shit, I don't know. And they found a way for that to happen. Two people in one, very convenient. Um, so yeah, they land in London, and Fugo is like trying to tell them what she looks like and like what how she carries herself, so they can like know what they're looking for. And then Nico's like, you talking about this person that's on the TV, and we see Julia Stedia, Statia? I
Sticia?
don't know. Stetia?
Oh my god.
She's not Juiz.
It's like juice. I think it's Julia Sticia. It's like Justice almost.
Wow.
If you spell her initials out,
Yo.
Ju Sticia.
Wow, that is I didn't even notice that. You sounded so annoyed.
I am a little annoyed.
Nah.
That's a hell of a pun.
Is that that can't be better than I know one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're just as shocked as you are. And they're like, oh, there she is. And
That's the end of the chapter.
Chris, what were your thoughts?
I thought this chapter was good. I wasn't like crazy about it. I love that little moment with Fuko calling out Apocalypse about not wanting Huiz to fight. So that was a cool thing. She'd be catching Apocalypse off guard and stressing him out to the end of time.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how Injustice is going to help out with like the other the master rules, because knowledge and
Yeah.
justice, knowledge and beast. Oh, knowledge and justice, beast and knowledge. I don't know. I feel like probably knowledge versus justice would be interesting.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I don't know. Her ability neutralizes people. Like it makes them not want to fight. Basically.
Like when used in combat. That's how I remember it. Kind of like Emperor's Hockey, you know?
I think it goes,
Or Conqueror's Hockey.
it goes against what she thinks is justice or something. I don't know. It was one of the more confusing powers that we didn't really get to see on full display. But yeah, I thought this was like a interesting little bridge
I did
chapter.
some Google research on it.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
much came up.
Yeah, because she hasn't really used it in a fight, not to like a extended degree. So we'll have to wait and see how it's interpreted in this iteration of the loop. But all things considered, I thought this was like a good little transition chapter. It seems that we're gonna get a bit of maybe fencing arc, because she's like a
That'd
fencer,
be interesting.
so that'd be fun. Fuko's gonna fence her to death.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Fuko because she can do everything now.
Yeah. But what did you?
She's not a Mary Sue, is she?
No, no. But what did you think
I
about the
mean,
chapter?
it's justified.
I thought it was interesting, and like I think, like you said, a nice transition chapter. It was nice seeing Apocalypse have that kind of soft side because I guess he's dealt with Julius for so long. It makes sense that there would be some type of attachment to her and Vic since they've been the longest standing members. Um, with the amount of personality and seemingly like agency he has over his own thoughts and feelings, you would think he would form a connection. So it would. So it's believable. It's kind of nice. Adds a little bit more depth to Juice's character. And I wonder how they're gonna handle her and Victor. Like if they're gonna have any reconciliation. If maybe Victor will be reborn as somebody else. Maybe some type of Uma or rule will allow that to happen. That'd be cool. And they would have more help too. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Pretty nice chapter.
Nice. Yeah, that's all for me as well. And with that, that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you can find me at the Chris Aspinall on Twitter and Instagram, Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram, and at New Jump City Josh on X, aka Twitter. You can follow Brian at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. Check him when he's streaming at twitch.tv/its punchline. Follow the show at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. You can check out our email at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we will talk about them on our pre-show chat show that we do every week, and that we release a couple days after the main show drops. So make sure you're subscribed for that. Subscribe on YouTube, like, share, comment, all that stuff. If you prefer audio podcasts, you can check us out on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Check us out. Give us a download. Give us 5 stars on whatever you're listening to. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Next week will be the last show of 2023. So let's go out with a bang. Very excited about it. We will see you guys next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens. And happy holidays.
Peace out, y'all. Oh, thanks for listening. Like Chris said, happy holidays.